my channel. It has been a few days. I've been on like a little bit of a roll, but I noticed that, I don't know, I just felt like some things were a little repetitive as I was doing stuff. And I actually started having some pain. And I mentioned this, I think, last week a little bit when I said I was going to start slowing down. And I did. So Sunday, I think I like hit a wall and crashed. It was just became a little too much. And I literally laid in bed all day. I watched Star Wars movies, so that was my Easter. And yesterday, I kind of sat on the couch and just kind of decompressed a little bit more. And I just felt like it was just, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was psychological or physical or a combination of both, which it probably was. But I was just like not functioning at 100%. And anytime I feel like that, I have felt like that in the past. And so my biggest thing is that when I don't feel 100% physically or mentally, psychologically, emotionally able, then I do it like a complete shutdown. I usually, I will call in as a sick day, or what I call a mental health day. And I take my time to just kind of care for myself. And I think this is really important for people, especially right now. If you're not feeling 100%, don't feel like you have to be 100% busy every day just to make it through the day. I never feel guilty when I say I'm going to be sitting on the couch all day. But I did notice that some of my videos were becoming a little bit repetitive. I should say there were things that I'm doing, like getting stuff out, and it's not like I said I didn't do anything yesterday. I did a little laundry. I put my new bed sheets and my new mattress pad came in, which I'd been waiting for a little while, and I'm still waiting on the my pillow protective covers, which have been a while, because I usually change out my sheets a couple times a week. So anyway, it's like anyway, so I got that stuff done, and so I was puttering around doing a couple things, but then I just kind of sat on the couch and didn't do anything after that. That was yesterday, basically. So today, what I decided to do is just film kind of like maybe one main thing that I'm doing, or showing maybe one main thing that I'm doing. So if that would kind of make sense. And on Sunday, I noticed that our bananas were getting a little ripe, and I wasn't eating them as fast as I could. And so normally I only buy like 2 or 3 at a time, because I do eat them less than I do my like berries and grapes and stuff. So, but I thought I would be able to eat them being at home, but apparently I did not. And so I'm going to make some banana walnut bread. So let's get started. All right, it's easier for me to just crush the walnuts in the bag. They are already chopped, but I just did it, rolled them out a little more. Then I doubled the recipe, so please remember that when I'm talking today. So I used 6 tablespoons of sweetened applesauce, and then 6 tablespoons of unsweetened applesauce, and then 4 eggs. And I like to crush them in the bowl first. I don't know. I saw chefs do it. Maybe it's... I used to not do that, so it's kind of interesting I do it now. All right, and then mash it all together. Now, it does call in the recipe to actually add your sugar and milk, but I have found in the past that it's easier to mash up the bananas with partial stuff in here rather than all of it. And then using a blender does make this much, much easier, and I just pulled out the handheld. Once you get that all mixed up, then I added the sugar. So I added, so it calls for a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, so I doubled that to a 1/2 cup. And then it calls for a third cup of milk, so I did 2/3 cup milk. And I used almond milk, so I don't think it really makes a difference for me. And then the vanilla, I put 4 teaspoons. And because you'll see right here, it kind of like went a little overboard, so I did pour a little bit back in and then put the rest in. I probably could have just let that go. And then just mix it up again. Once that is mixed up, then you're going to set it aside and you're going to start with your dry stuff. So I use whole wheat flour, and this recipe is a whole wheat flour recipe. So it calls for 1 3/4 cup whole wheat flour. So you're just going to double that to whatever that is. My brain's not working. And then I added 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. I used regular salt. It didn't call for kosher salt. It's something we normally use in just cooking, but we don't normally use it with baking. And then mix all your dry ingredients together. Look at that stuff. Looks good. And then you're going to slowly add in your dry to your wet. And it's gonna pop up a little bit like that, but just kind of do a little slow, and then you'll have a little cleanup, but it's fine. So this is how the batter looks, and I'm just about towards the end. And like I said, using the mixer makes it much, much easier. And the handheld worked fine for this. I just used a very low setting. Also, I preheated my oven for 350 degrees, and it not requested, but it said to put your oven shelf on like the lower third, so you want it towards the bottom. And then I folded in the walnuts. Don't do this with the mixer because then you'll chop them up. And then I used the 1/4 cup measuring cup to be able to put them in the little muffin pans. So I didn't do a loaf pan, I just did muffins. And then here they came out. They were in the oven for about 22 minutes. And then I drizzled them with a little bit of frosting, as you can see here.